Welcome back to Green Therapy. I'm so glad you're here because today we are going to have a very honest, very necessary conversation about something that happens to the best of us. You go to the store, you see that perfect, lush, vibrant plant. You bring it home, and 3 weeks later, it looks like it's been through a war. If you've ever felt like you just don't have a green thumb, I want you to stop right there. The green thumb is a myth. It's not a gift you're born with. It's just a set of habits you haven't learned yet. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 7 most common mistakes that are killing your plants. We're going to talk about the ice cube watering myth, the mistake the pretty decorative pot, and why your plants might actually be starving even if you're feeding them. By the time we're done, you're going to have a clear, no-nonsense plan to keep your green friends thriving. We're starting right now with a mistake that almost everyone makes before they even get the plant out of the car. This is the first big mistake. You walk into a nursery or a big box store like Lowe's or Home Depot, and they have these beautiful displays. But here is the truth. Those stores are often just temporary showrooms. They keep those plants under high-intensity lights or bring in fresh stock every few days. When you take on a plant that was raised in a greenhouse or a high-light environment, stick it in a dark corner of your apartment, it goes into shock. I remember when I first started, I bought a beautiful fiddle leafy fig. Within 2 weeks, it dropped half its leaves. I thought I was a failure. The reality was, I was starving the plant of its primary food source, light. Light is literally what plants eat. Water is just the supplement. Put your hand over the spot where your plant is at midday. If you can't see a clear shadow of your hand, that spot is low light. That means they want to see the sky, but they don't want the sun to touch their leaves directly. If you're putting a sun lover in a dark room, no amount of water or love will save it. Now, moving on to the second mistake, and this is the one that kills more plants than anything else in the United States, the scheduled watering mistake. We love our routines, don't we? But your plant doesn't care about your calendar. It cares about the humidity in your house, the temperature from your HVAC system, and how much sun it got that week. If you water on a strict schedule, you are likely overwatering. Overwatering doesn't mean you gave it too much water at once. It means you gave it water again before the roots could breathe. Roots need oxygen. When the soil is constantly wet, the roots literally suffocate and rot. This is what we call root rot, and it's a silent killer because by the time you see the leaves turning yellow and mushy, the roots are already gone. Here is the finger test I want you to start using today. Stick your finger 2 inches into the soil. If it feels even slightly damp, walk away. Put the watering can down. Your plant is fine. If the soil is bone dry and the pot feels light when you lift it, then it's time to give it a soak. I saved hundreds of dollars just by waiting 2 extra days to water. This brings us to our third mistake, the decorative pot lie. We all do it. We buy a beautiful ceramic pot that matches our decor, but it doesn't have a drainage hole at the bottom. I am here to tell you as your gardening ally, those hogs are a death sentence. The water just sits in those hogs, creating a stagnant pool of bacteria and rot right against the roots. There is no place for the water to go. If your pot doesn't have a hole, it's not a pot, it's a bowl. And plants don't live in bowls. The fix is simple. Keep your plant in the ugly plastic nursery pot it came in. Those always have holes. And then set that plastic pot inside your pretty decorative one. When you water, take the plastic pot to the sink, let the water run through completely, let it drain for 10 minutes, and then put it back in the decorative one. This one simple change will solve 80% of your plant health issues overnight. I used to think isso was extra work, but losing a $50 monstera because I was too lazy to use a drainage hole was a much bigger waste of my time and money. You're doing great so far. We've covered light, watering, and pots. We think fertilizer is medicine. It's not. Fertilizer is more like a multivitamin. If a plant is already stressed, sick, or dormant in the middle of a cold Ohio winter, adding fertilizer is like forcing a person with a stomach flu to eat a 5-course steak dinner. It's too much. The salts in the fertilizer can actually burn the roots of a stressed plant. I once tried to rescue a struggling fern by giving it a double dose of liquid fertilizer. By the next morning, the whole thing was crispy. I had chemically burned it. A Heterogulothamachieres never fertilize a dry plant and never fertilize a sick plant. First, fix the light and the watering. That's when you use a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer, and even then, I recommend using it at half the strength the bottle suggests. American fertilizers are often very concentrated. Cutting it in half is the safe target that keeps your plants fed without the risk of burn. Let's pause for a second. So far, you've learned that light is food, schedules are traps, and drainage is non-negotiable. If this is making sense to you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps me know that this anti-formula approach is actually helping you save your garden. Most of our favorite houseplants come from tropical jungles in South America or Southeast Asia. In those places, the air is thick and moist. In our American homes, especially during the winter when the furnace is running, the air becomes incredibly dry. It's like a desert in your living room. Your plant is losing moisture through its leaves faster than its roots can soak it up. This is why you get those brown, crispy edges on the tips of your leaves. No amount of watering the soil will fix dry air. A lot of people think misting the leaves with a spray bottle helps, but that only lasts for about 10 minutes. It's like putting a drop of water on a dry sponge. If you want to fix this, group your plants together. As the water evaporates, it creates a humid cloud around the plant. It's a low-cost way to mimic the jungle in your suburban backyard or city condo. I see this all the time in the comments. This is a mistake. Most plants actually like to be a little snug in their pots. When you move a small plant into a massive pot, there is a huge amount of soil that stays wet because the small root system can't drink it all. That extra wet soil leads, once again, to root rot. Plus, the plant spends all its energy growing roots to fill that giant space, instead of growing beautiful leaves for you to look at. I usually tell people to wait at least a year before repotting a new plant. Let it acclimate to your home's light and temperature first. When you finally do repot, only go up 2 inches in diameter. If it's in a 6-inch pot, move it to an 8-inch pot, not a 12-inch. It stopped growing leaves for 6 months while it struggled to fill a giant bucket with roots. Give them a little bit of a hug with a smaller pot, and they will reward you with much faster growth. This one sounds so simple, but it's a silent killer. In our homes, dust settles on everything, including plant leaves. Think about those big-leafed plants, like a rubber tree or a peace lily. If the leaves are covered in a layer of dust, they can't perform photosynthesis efficiently. The dust acts like a curtain, blocking the very light we worked so hard to give them. It also clogs the spores of the plant, called stomata, making it harder for them to breathe. Once a month, take a damp cloth, just plain water, no fancy oils or leaf shine products, and gently wipe down the leaves. Pests like spider mites and mealybugs love to hide in the dust. If you find them early, they are easy to fix with a little soapy water. If you wait until there's a web or a sticky mess, it might be too late. I make it a Sunday morning ritual. I get my coffee, a soft cloth, and I spend 10 minutes grooming my plants. It's therapeutic for me, and it's vital for them. You know, this feels like a lot to keep track of, but it's all about observation. If you can just master these 7 things, checking the light, feeling the soil, ensuring drainage, feeding gently, managing humidity, repotting slowly, and keeping things clean, you will be ahead of 90% of other gardeners. You aren't bad at plants. You are probably just following some bad advice you heard once, or trying to treat a living thing like a piece of furniture. Remember, a plant is a slow-motion pet. It reacts to its environment, and it takes time to show you what it needs. Don't beat yourself up if you've lost a few along the way. I've probably killed more plants than you even own. That's how I learned. Each death in the garden is just a lesson in what to do differently next time. If you're sitting there thinking, okay, I've made all these mistakes, what do I do tomorrow? Here is your 3-step rescue plan. First, Go around your house and do the finger test on every single pot. If it's wet, leave it alone. Second, look at your darkest plant and move it just 2 feet closer to a window. Third, check for those drainage holes. If a plant is sitting in a bowl of water, pour it out right now. These small adjustments are the difference between a plant that survives and a plant that thrives. You don't need a miracle and you don't need expensive gadgets from a nursery. You just need a little bit of patience and a lot of observation. Your home is going to be that lush sanctuary you imagined, one leaf at a time. I'm so proud of you for taking the time to learn this today. It shows you really care about your green space. And trust me, the plants will feel that. Before você ir, I have a question for you. Which of these 7 mistakes have you caught yourself doing recently? For me, it was definitely the repotting panic. I just love a big pot. Tell me yours in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love seeing our community grow together. And if you want to dive even deeper into the how-to of soil and fertilizing without all the marketing fluff, you should check out the Garden Without Secrets guide I put together. It's designed to save you from wasting any more money at the store. But for now, if you want to know how to stop the #1 cause of yellow leaves, something that even pros struggle with, you need to see the video appearing on your screen right now. It covers the one thing we didn't talk about today that completes this whole picture. Click that and I'll meet you there to keep this journey going. Grow with patience, grow with knowledge, grow with love. See you next time.